welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the Old World. I'm one of your hosts, Gummo, and I'm joined by Andrew, Josh, and King Pash himself, obviously helping us start early. So how is everyone tonight?
Starting early. 1 minute early. You know, this has been the payoff for 2 years of build-up of being late for streams every week in, week out.
Yeah.
People were probably like in the toilet and stuff. They're like, they won't even be ready.
He does that introduction so well and smooth, doesn't he? Like, oh, it's just a wonder to hear it live. It's nice.
I dream about it now. So
You wake up and rehearse it in the morning.
It's one of those things you just can't change it anymore. That's the problem. I think we tried a few times and it just doesn't work. I mean, I occasionally do change it on the fly, you know, while I'm going and then confuse myself. But anyway, all good. Well, welcome and good morning, Pash, man. Thanks so much for you know, taking your leave from work to jump on here quickly for us.
It's definitely in my personal time. Yeah.
For those who don't know, there's no need to introduce anyone, but anyway, he is here, King Pash, or Mr. Pash, the Pash Hammer, the winner of the first UK Old World Masters, I guess, for 2025, I guess, even though it's 2026. Yeah, we just
old news already.
It's a week out. Yeah, it's a week out from your victory, and I thought that'd be a good time to just grab you. I know you're probably exhausted from last week, and I thought you were doing the rounds. I'm not sure if you did. Did you? You guys?
Only a little bit. Like we were just saying behind the scenes. It always takes me a little while to recover from a tournament. Like I can't. I don't know what it is. You just sort of get your mind just sort of shuts down after. I feel like after you've come back from a tournament, you're like, put my toys away, right? You pick up the rest of your life and you go, what do I have to do? And then people are clamoring for content and whatnot. And I'm like, I'm trying to survive here, man. So do my best. But
that makes it even more appreciative, man. That you you said yes. So because we always it's this
exclusive then, right?
I feel like at the moment while we're waiting for the FAQ, which I guess that's the other thing. I think Pash has got that on refresh on his side.
I do.
He's doing that job.
I'm
watching the
talking to you and also refreshing the page, and it's nothing so far. You're okay.
Okay, because we have decided if it breaks while we're
chatting, we could just fill it for 2 weeks. Or however long
So anyway, so if you haven't seen us, we're Old World Fanatics. We're a weekly podcast for Old World. Really appreciate the likes, subscribes, and if you're on the live chat, just chat and share the live stream if you could. Be appreciative. If you are one of our patrons or want to become a patron over on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, you also get our patented shout out at halftime, which is a big long readout of your name, and you can send us your questions, which I think Josh.
Any questions? Got a few questions. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. Now, Pash, you're obviously welcome to stay on, but I know it's 2 hours and it's your Monday morning. So after the halftime, do whatever you want to do because
we'll make it work.
You are working. So anyway, cool. Apart from that, did you guys, is there anything else you wanted to cover in today's episode? I don't think there's any news unless these FAQ drops. So I think we're just going to chat Pash's experience at the Masters, I think.
I did have that little thing that I shared with you two that I thought they might create a few laughs at some point from the audience. Although it did involve a bit more AI.
You shared it with me. I am totally.
I didn't see it in the chat.
Did you not see it? Did you not see it?
No.
Oh my god!
Because it's Andrew's to scale monolith.
If I've responded, I have forgotten with my short.
You didn't respond. No, only I responded.
Okay, maybe I didn't see
ridiculous. Is it time to bring it up? I'll just quickly bring it up.
Let's just go in. Let's just do it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm not even ready for this. So backstory. This is Whirler, OG Whirler, is
one of our patrons.
Only just found out about me being
Whirler.
Right. Yeah.
Is that who it is? Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, he thought it would be funny, and then because we give each other shit all the time, as you do, so he thought it would be funny to jump on because it's like it's only just discovered AI image generation or something, and he's like, when like it's like your parents just find something out that like it's been going on for ages, same sort of shit. So anyway, he created something of me, funnily enough. And hang on, let me share my screen.
It's a bit scary, isn't it? Is it?
It is scary. So this is his picture of me.
Wow.
So transvestite dwarf warrior.
Wow.
And that is an actual screen grab of a picture of me. So it is, if you actually zoom in, it's quite accurate. But I was disappointed there was no monolith. Because I think
it does. It matches well with the monolith theme, though, doesn't it?
I think a strap-on monolith would have definitely just rounded that out. It would have been perfect. But
so this is what happens when your mates don't play Warhammer, and then the one who knows you do a podcast of Warhammer shares it with the rest of your mates. Hey,
and he thought he was giving me shit, but I just started laughing. I was like, "That is so good." I'm like, I can't.
It is good.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So,
yep,
that's right. That's awesome.
Add that to the spank bank, gentlemen. If you ever feel lonely at night,
yeah, just save that picture. Fair enough.
Oh God,
awesome.
Be a very hard wank, that one.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. Well, yeah, sorry, I totally forgot. Yes, you did share that. Now I do remember that. So yeah, that's awesome. Patrons, like OG Whirler, you can send all those crazy things in and make fun.
If you're a patron, really cool. you get to do whatever the hell you want. Well, within reason. Can I also add in my own little announcement?
Go for it.
Because we're at the top, we're doing crazy stuff at the moment. I am now officially running a Battle March event on the 28th of February.
Yes, that's
guys.
Right.
Nice.
I'll at some point I'll be aiming to run more events than I've gone. I do keep doing this. But yeah, 650 points. I've got it up on BCB and it's come up in the world rankings, and I put the link in the description as well.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
Nah, it's really good back that you wrote too, and
pretty much just adapted the Warband 6-ed one into a tower one.
Is that the history of it? You were going to do a 6-ed, hey, and then everyone sort of said it was a bit quiet.
Yeah,
so
it was originally 6-ed, and I was just like, and to be honest, this year I'm like, I want to play more Old World, so I decided that. Yeah, because I wanted to run some nomadic war stuff, and this is a good excuse to do it if I play.
And Battle March, you'll play in it anyway, so it's going to be all fine. So
yeah, exactly.
It's not like you have
sure,
to.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Surely, there would be many rules questions. Yeah.
And Andrew, your announcement's sort of on point actually at the moment with what the latest word from GW is. Did you hear the announcement regarding AI over the weekend? We will not use AI. It will not be done. And I'm wondering how they're going to police that.
Female custodes.
Oh wow, let's not dive too deeply into that one.
No,
I read that.
That was announcement. Cool. Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me, being it's such a creative thing. But yeah, I mean, surely there's some parts of the product that surely their web team's using it and stuff. I mean, what the hell? But I think they were saying creatives. Is that right? Or did they just say none of the businesses?
I read it as GW doesn't use AI, but that was the tagline, and I didn't read the article, so it could be anything.
Who knows? As you said, it's hard to.
GW doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, how do you stop people doing that? Even just for ideas gathering, or just for I don't know, farming content.
Yeah, that's the thing. Use it selectively. Use it. Yeah, depends what you're doing, I guess. But yeah, no, that's right. They did do that policy. They also we missed their announcement last week. I think that they're opening the. I think we did. Did we talk about?
The Warhammer World in the US.
In the US, did we talk about that, Josh? I don't think we did.
I don't think you guys did talk about that, because I think that's only been announced in the last week again, or was it
about the Tuesday? Yeah. So that's really interesting, because I feel like that might be a. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to. Like, is it going to be themed around AOS and 40K still, or is the success of Old World going to be pushing them to, Nottingham's so fantasy Warhammer, Bugman's Brewery, and the whole thing is Warhammer, but then it has a massive Space Marine and Rhino out the front. So I wonder what the American one would be. I feel like it's going to go full 40K, but I don't know.
You would think I'm imagining if they could do it from scratch, they would basically do this big. It's America, right? Everything's bigger, so they'll just make this big, impressive. I don't know, like you're in a 40K Space Marine
Space Hulk, space
battle.
thing or
Yeah,
something?
something like it. I think it'll be 40K themed. 40K with elements of AOS flying around and maybe like one goblin in the corner who's the token
Yeah, there's
old
the
world
gobbo,
touch.
the 40K
Yeah.
gobbo.
The
Yeah,
40K
Grotli.
gobbo, yeah.
No,
Red
actually,
gobbo.
I don't mind it if that's 40K, and then they eventually just keep working on like redoing Old World more to in the Nottingham. Make that the real. It's in the Nottingham Forest or close to.
I hope they make it into like a bit of a couple of theme park rides. You know, like a couple of you go in and it's like you're animated. You get like like a
you get to shoot something.
Yeah.
Going to the warp.
That would be cool.
That'd be
I wouldn't mind.
God,
Yeah.
Now, do we think that's just like a decision, just to like almost an advertising type thing, or do we think this is some sort of tariff jumping type of move where they're trying
now
to
you
maybe
get deep. I wasn't prepared for this. Now now they've like Trump's latest thing with the tariffs for the UK. If there's Denmark deal, it's 25%.
Give us Greenland.
US is going to be paying what we pay down here soon.
This is it. Well, that might it might be a Warhammer world with a small factory in the back that actually makes everything for the US.
Well, I wasn't. Is it there distribution in Memphis or something? Is that still there? I mean, I don't know exactly the geography of where they put their stuff, but yeah, I don't know. And it's in DC, which again, you sort of go, weird, interesting. But,
well, it's the most
outside of DC, sorry, but
most politically
area.
stable area of the country. Maybe is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to say. We don't live there, so it's hard to like. We only get external news, and it's horrific. So I speak to some people in the States, and they live in.
Is it much different to 40K? Dystopian.
Dystopian. There's. I feel
a bit more Boris Hesse, I would say.
Yeah.
The dark powers are. You can feel their touch. That's for sure.
We're losing Patreons, guys. Just cut it away.
Let's get over to the
Trump, US.
Number
one.
Oh,
He's checking our socials.
I know we love our American friends. Don't cancel us on Patreon.
Anyway, that was a big detour. We're like, I thought I read 17 minutes up there, but it's 12, so it's not too bad.
Here's a question: If Trump played 40K or Old World, if he played Old World, what faction would he be?
Oh God.
I think he would just bring like world eaters. He'd be like, yeah, it's what I want to do. He'll just bring like basilisks.
I don't know what the implications of world eaters are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just a thought. Too much cheating. There'd be so much cheating.
I just wouldn't want to.
Money.
Yeah,
I like that. I was actually thinking and Dave just said that. So anyway, maybe throw your ideas in there, and we'll read them out. Patreon question time. Yeah. So just a couple. I mean, there's a couple little logistics. If you are wanting to throw us some pictures on the Discord over there at the live stream channel, I think Josh watches that. And I just did want to shout out the slow grow.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron's. We'll probably bring it up at the end of the month. We'll try and do that a bit more. Cameron's cafe that he's been doing, because I think he's going to. Am I right? Is it CanCon's now can't or something? Is it the old world is not at CanCon this year?
It's not.
Yeah,
so it's down the road. Not far from it.
And he's got 2 Sentinels there, all done up, and Miao Ying looks awesome too. So check out his pics. We'll probably bring them up at the end of the month. And go through all that stuff. So, but yeah, throw your pictures up. I need to get mine up. I am doing stuff, but I just haven't got the pics up. Anyway, probably enough chatter. We need to get onto the topic here and start talking about Masters. So
we talk about our own crap.
Pash.
Enough talking about you guys. Let's talk about me. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
We got you on because we've got no
wasting your time. Can I ask you, by the way, that King Pash shirt you got on, is that your work uniform?
No. I
you don't go by King Pash like day to day on your.
So funny thing, right? I don't know. That's a gamer nickname. You don't really do that. But like, I have a whole. This is I have a lot of clothes with my name on it, and I thought this is appropriate to wear for this one. But what I did do recently is because I was quite proud of the Masters win, right? So I was like, I can't just sit on it. So I put it on my LinkedIn. right?
Oh, that's so
I know,
good.
I know,
That's
I know,
so-
I know.
I'm gonna add you now.
You should, yeah, you should have a look at it. I thought it was
Okay,
like,
mate.
you know, I
That's a-
professionally edited it, and I thought I'm gonna try and sort of like make this sort of like a relatable, semi-work related post, and
Sure.
I've now since had like, you know, basically work colleagues and stuff, get in touch with me and congratulate me, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't really. Some of them I know are closeted geeks. I'm like, I reckon you look like you play 40K. And then other ones I definitely not, and they have just seen my shameful secret. But I think it's cool. I think it's normal now, right? Now we have Henry Cavill as the you know, as the poster boy. We're all cool now, right? Geek is cool. Geek is chic.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We all definitely look like
Have you
him
guys
too.
ever done those
100%.
things though where you've shared? I mean, Andrew's talked about it before, but occasionally I've shared stuff on Facebook, and I thought I was hitting the, you know, share into the Facebook group or whatever, and I've just put it on my. It's usually it's just like a picture of my army that weekend, and then suddenly getting all these school people like, oh, that's so cool! I can't believe you're still in it, Colin. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? And they're like, oh crap, I've just put it on my public Facebook wall.
That's a very dad move.
I don't care about, but it's just
That's a very dad move. Like it could be worse. It could be like Pornhub on Facebook. That was your Facebook status.
Currently busy.
Center. Yeah. Just give him 5 minutes.
Too clicky. My wife always says I'm too clicky, but anyway. Cool. We'll move on then. I guess I had a bunch of questions that, yes, I did run through ChatGPT. Pash, he's very good at picking it up. But I did want to just say quickly, like, what was the overview? Can you give us like a 5-minute, well, not even that, 2-minute run through of like the Masters actual event in terms of
event.
what was their comp and how many people were in it? And like, there's enough info out there if people want to go.
If people aren't aware by this point, basically the UK Masters was an event, 5-game 2-day event held in Newcastle, which is geographically sort of the middle of the UK, but is a real pain in the arse for anybody who lives near London, which is apparently 97% of the population, or so the internet would have you believe. It was essentially 2 events. We had the Masters Invitational, which was the top 24 players who got an invitation to that. And then we had the Masters Open, which was open to anyone who wanted to come along. Now, the funny thing is because of the proximity to us here in Scotland, there was actually a really strong Scottish contingent across both events. And in fact, I think there was about 7 or 8 Scottish players out of 40, which is quite significant given you know, we're 10% of the population, and we made up, you know, a quarter of the player base, and considerably more when it comes to the podium placings. So it was the comp was fairly light. It restricted Undead, it restricted Cathay. It had some scenarios. It wasn't anything too extreme. It was actually fairly mild. It was something that was voted in by the top 40 or 50 odd players 3-4 months ago. So essentially, it was it was like a community driven comp, community driven format. None of it was really forced on anybody. There were a couple of points that were brought in late. There was some further undead comp that was brought in, which essentially we already limited the double regen thing. But it also, the second bit of comp was limiting the BSB reroll. So essentially they didn't have that, and I think that was significant. That split opinion. Basically, if you're undead, you hated it, and if you weren't, you loved it. So that's the split.
It sounded like the comp was very similar to the Old Hammer that we just went to, because the Cathay balloon and the
they were limited.
All limited as well. But
Ring of Jet, Cathay balloon, and the cannon stacking, which I think is pretty standard.
Oh yeah. Not that you can still double fire and all that. It's just you just don't get the effects stacked.
The stacking, which is fair. I think that's fairly standard. Everybody's realized that that's ridiculous, and that was pretty much it. Like, other than that, we had 5 games, 5 scenarios. No Renegades. No Renegades is it's funny. Like, it's hard to gauge how popular it is. It seems to be more popular outside the UK than in it. But in the UK, like, we did a little. Like, we have a TO chat in the UK, and there's like 50 odd TOs in it. And we did a little poll not too long ago to see how popular the Renegades pack was. And we were just genuinely curious to see how many events are using it. And it's around about 30% of events in the UK are using it. So, you know, the majority are not, but there's a whole chunk that are. And it seems to be more popular further south you go. Nottingham down to London is the strong point for Renegades.
That's Rob's.
Yeah, basically. And then like the rest of the country, it just
that's really interesting. Like that's one thing we've noticed from the outside that UK is probably more by the book than anything. You know, obviously you have to do a bit of comping these days, but whereas Australia's generally, I don't think I've ever played in an open book, like a out of the book old world tournament. Maybe right at the beginning, but most stuff gets comped down here. So,
and I don't know if that's because we have Warhammer World, and people, they don't do that many events. They do 1 2-day GT a year. They do one Throne of Skulls, which is sort of lots of heavy soft scoring. They do a couple of like Wednesday one evening tournaments, and that's it. Like you wouldn't think it have such a effect. So I don't know, but then maybe people just get used to it. Maybe people are like, we like to play Warhammer like this, and that's I don't know. I genuinely don't know why it is.
It's a really interesting phenomenon. So, no. I mean, nothing wrong with it. So to me, it's all the same game. So that's cool.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So that sets the context of it, and obviously, so I guess we were going to go a little bit more in depth there and see. I've got a bunch of questions, but we don't need to get to them all. But I guess I saw you, and we've chatted. You've been on our pod, not the pod, but videos and stuff. You play a lot, and I guess so. I just wanted to get a bit of an idea what's your history, and obviously in Warhammer in general. But at what point did you start going, I'm gonna, I am trying for the Masters? Like, was that something that once you started playing Old World, like in your history, have you always done that, or is this the first time you've gone?
So the funny thing is I have been to the Masters before. Back in the 8th edition days of Warhammer, and back then it was top 16. I think I also qualified. It was 2013 season. I think I qualified, and then I think I also qualified 2014, but I didn't end up going. So I've been to the Masters once before, and like at that point, I think I scraped in. It was like I was quite new, and it was like, oh my god, I'm playing with the big boys, and it's all fun and exciting. So, at that point it was a pipe dream, and that was like 10 years ago, 10 years plus. So it only takes like 10 to 12 years of dreaming about it for it to happen. So start now. But like this time around, I didn't center everything I do around about the Masters. It wasn't that strong a pull, but I certainly kept it in mind. I always, like, each event that I attended from basically when we had the 1.5 drops from June onwards, I was like, okay, how is this going to help me get better at the game with a view to maybe get better towards the Masters? And that's one of the reasons I took multiple different armies. I mean, first of all, the main army that I liked. I'm hearing car crashes here. Is that me? Is that you?
Yeah, I can hear it. I don't know what it is.
Josh is on the Monolith website again. No, but I think with every like after 1.5 dropped, I played a lot of Chaos before that. It didn't really tickle me, so I decided I'll try a different army, and I went to a bit of a Shark Tank event called the Toy Soldier. That probably had as many Masters players as Masters did itself. It was pretty rough, and I took Bretonians to that, and I ended up winning that, which was quite lucky, because I dodged all the bad matchups, and that was good. And then I took Cathay to London GT, and I came second or third of that, and then I took Vance to Welsh Open, and I came second of that. So it was like trying the meta armies and trying to see how they get on, and see what sort of sticks, partially as practice for me to get better against these armies, to be like, okay, what do VC do? How do I beat VC if I'm playing against them? Like, and that gives you,
them, it helps
because you play them, that this is key ranges you need to keep in mind, and all these things. So it's that was part of the mind, and part of it was trying to find a new army for myself, because High Elves are my number one favorite army, but they're just not. I mean, I've tried everything with them, and I feel like they're not at a great position at the moment. Warriors are good fun, but again, they've lost the element that I quite enjoyed. I'm not a push 3 dragons in your face type of guy anymore. Those are my younger days. I'm more of a tactician now.
Yeah.
And so
are those
yeah,
dragon armies suffering anyway at that top level? Like in terms of like, you know, you do see them still, but it feels like
you do see them. You do see them, and I think they do better at these 20-0 systems because you can get 2 or 3 decent wins, and then even if you do 2 big losses, you can probably do quite well. But I think all the top armies will build against dragons, especially with this new magic items that you've got now with with the no stomp banner.
Stomp and stuff,
It's I mean, I saw that everywhere at the Masters. All the good lists had it. So you were sort of expecting that to be the case, and I think that will be the case going forward as well. You're expecting it to be there. So I think the days of the dragon are dying, unfortunately.
Yeah,
slowly but surely with each release.
What's happening with the 1.5? I mean, the next one, but
Who knows?
Yes, who knows?
I might hand over to Andrew quickly for some other questions, but just in terms of, you said 1.5, but like, I mean, just in general, like how much are you playing and traveling? And I mean, like when I go to Old World Rankings profile, like you play a lot, and then there's online as well.
See, the thing is, I don't feel like I play a lot. Like I probably play on average 2 games a week.
It's pretty good there.
But
that's on average.
But then you include a tournament, which is 5 games, so that's already 5 games. You know, I basically do an event every sort of 5 or 6 weeks. So that's like 5 games in a month, and then you only have to play another 3 games, and then suddenly you're on 2 a week.
True.
So it's not as much as it seems, but I did a little calculation, and I definitely am playing more games this year than I did last year. So I did the calculation and then I completely lost it. It would have been useful if I actually prepared for this.
Is that generally, when you say this year, did you mean like 2025 compared to 2024?
Yeah, 2025. I did. Crap. I'll bring it up.
Is that also because the game's grown, or is it just like, is it a deliberate thing, or it just feels like it's? You know what I mean?
It's not. It's not intentional. It's not like I'm going, you know what, I need to play more games. It's more like I play games when I can. Yeah. Now, most of my games, and this is the funny thing is most of my games are done online, all the practice ones, and then all my in-person games are done in tournaments. I don't often play in person.
Okay, that's cool.
Casually, unless it's like on a Friday night of a tournament. So what's actually happened 3 times this year is I've taken an army. I've worked out an army list, and then the first time I actually play it physically is at the table game 1 of a tournament, which is. Do
you ever go, hey, these bases look different on the
Well, especially when I played the Cathay and I took 2 or 3 balloons, and suddenly you're like, oh my god, these are massive things, and
they fall over.
They go everywhere, and they're a complete pain in the arse.
They can't just put it on the edge of the hill.
It's not the same. So and this is a strange thing to complain about, and it's very much a first world problem, but Cathay are actually quite a physical army to play because you spend a lot of time around the other end of the table, because you're just moving all over the shop, and and you're dropping these stupid balloons everywhere. So what I found in London when I had 2 or 3 balloons, and they had big rows of, I think it was 5 or 6 tables in a row, I was doing lots of laps.
Oh wow!
Lots of laps to go around. It was and you're really leaning over the table. You're actually like physically exhausted. I know this is a fat guy first world problem. Like I know how it sounds, but
this
you
sounds
notice
like
the
a
difference.
YouTube video, like a training, getting ready for cafe, like how to lean over the crunches over the table,
and even at the Masters, you have to, like, this is the thing,
bringing a spare chair to leave on their side so you can
you have to think about these things. Like at the Masters, we had every table had 360 access, which is phenomenal. That was really, really good. It gave you really good space. But even still, despite all that, you spend a lot of time leaning over the table and then moving stuff around. Like Cathay is a very 360 army, like other armies where it's like, Bretonians, where you're like, everything is on my side of the board apart from the pegs, maybe. Like, and Warriors of Chaos, most of the things are on my side of the table, and they sort of zoning in on things. And VC are like, I'm here in the corner, come get me. Yeah, so you have to be physically fit to be good at Warhammer. Is the trick here? Yeah,
I might because you sort of just hit on that before about playing more games, which kind of like tied into some of the questions I was going to throw at you. So do you think, not just from the games, but obviously from experience, obviously you've been kicking around Warhammer for a couple of decades. Do you think old world related, are you a better player now than you were a year ago?
Yeah. Well, am I? You'd like to think so, right? Because you always think you're progressing forward.
Yeah.
But I think the sort of the more games you play, the smaller the changes, the more incremental the progress is. So like, you know, you're 100 times better having played your 10th game of Warhammer than you are having played your first game of Warhammer, right? So then, you know, once you play your 100th game of Warhammer, are you that much better? Maybe not. I think what is good about playing lots of games is not only are you keeping yourself sort of sharp mentally, because you can forget games very quickly. And you also are exposed to like sort of like new trends in the meta and things like that, and then you see what's happening. What are people taking? Oh, I've not seen that done before. And then if you come across that on the table, the second time you're like, okay, I know what not to do against that, or I know how to maybe beat that, or what is good. And that's what you get from practice, is you sort of just get these incremental changes, which at the very top level make a difference. But the changes are, you know, small. Like in terms of how much do I think I've improved my game in the last year, like less than 5%, I would say. Like you're really, really, really small changes. But what I do see, and this is the benefit of playing online, is you, because you're not limited by models, you can take anything you want. People are more willing to try out weird and wonderful ideas, and the online meta progresses faster than the physical real life one. So you tend to see at events, you'll see people take weird and wonderful stuff, but it'll sometimes take 3 or 4 months for that to filter into the sort of like real life world. So I mean, a good example of that is when we saw, you know, remember back before 1.5, we had the massive 100+ Tomb King scaly blocks and stuff like that. Now we saw that in the online meta like 6 months, you know, for about 3 to 6 months. There was usually 1 or 2 or 3 lists that had an element of that, which didn't really filter into the real world for quite a while, even though scale is not difficult to paint. I don't think anyone has movement trees big enough for.
Well, I did make 80 ready, because we were talking about this right at the beginning of the edition. I was like, I'm just going to put 140 skeletons. At the time, it wasn't even the archers. It was just like, you can't kill it, so I just sit there. And then I undercoded them and never got any further. And then I don't play online, so I never saw the big spam block takeoff. So
I found my rough stats for 2025. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah.
All right. So in 2025, and this is roughly from January to middle of December, which is pretty much when I stopped playing. I didn't really play a lot of games since then. I played 130 games. 130 games in a year. Where's my calculator? Well, that's divided by 50. That's like 2 to 3. 2 to 3 a week, right?
Pretty right. Yep.
Divided by 52 weeks. Exactly 2.5. 2.5. Of those games, I played 86 of them online. So that's like a good 2/3, right? 2/3 of them online. The rest are in real life. And did I do my stats of how many I won? Yeah, probably, maybe. What I actually do, I don't know if anybody else does this. I have like a battle book where I keep all my games. Every single game I've ever played of Old World is in this little book here. Right?
Yeah.
So like,
what do you put in there?
Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you. Let me delve deep. Yeah. Let me delve you deep into this.
You do like a little diary. Oh, I wish I hadn't charged my general into that massive block.
Yes. Yeah,
like you wake up at 3 a.m.
So let me show you a good example. I mean, there's too many
bad choice.
Too many. Okay, yeah. So this is an maybe not against. Oh yeah, here we go. There's a game I played against Akhtar, right?
Yeah. Oh
so
God.
in there, what you'll see is at the very top, I'll say what version of the army list that I played. Yeah, who I'm playing, what spells did my opponent choose, what spells did I choose, who got first turn, did I give the first turn away? And then later on, I have there we go, the actual victory points I got and stuff like that. And then sometimes I'll write a little like hints as to what to do. So for this one, I was playing Actors VC, and it said don't frontal charge Graveguard, bat swarms are a fucking tar pit, double ogre loaders necessary, high is okay as a magic lore. So like, and what that means is like I can go back to that and go, okay, how do I make this list better?
It just triggers your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then even just like going into my first match at the Masters, I did like a little just, I mean, this is all scribbles, but it basically says like Cathay lessons, cannons have line of sight from any point, so you can shoot from the middle. Monsters creatures stop cannonballs. That was an interesting point, which I totally forgot about. Or like if I'm playing in the mirror, it says ignore Meow, just go for the rest of the easy points because she's just impossible to kill. And then there's a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, I basically keep a tab of every single game I've ever played in an old world. Just as a practice.
Well, I feel like I must admit right now, I feel like the four of us are about to go an exam and Pashy the only one who actually done any preparation for it. I just feel like this weird anxiety just came through me just then.
You guys didn't do your homework?
No. I will admit in 8th I used to have a little book, but it was purely because I used to bat rep. And back then it was all pictures and you just couldn't remember it. So I used to write like little notes. But these days now when you do bat reps, we just film them. So I'm not writing anything. And maybe that's a bad thing because you're just like, you're not actually improving. So that's a good tip, man. Very good.
This is one of the things, and like I'm constantly improving what I'm doing with these. And one of the things that I've started to do more recently is actually keep track of the score throughout the game. Because honestly, the amount of games that I've lost by like 10 victory points, 50 victory points, like you think, okay, it's sort of in my favor, and then you total it up and you go, oh no, I've lost 11-9 because of this, tiny little thing that I didn't think about. And sometimes the game is so one-sided, you don't need to do that. While other games are so tight that you really want to know, do I, this is my last turn. Do I throw everything in and hope I get some points here, or do I just retreat and sit on the points that I've got and that sort of thing? So it's constantly trying to improve your sort of process and what it takes, and it's still learning. Like it's still very, very far to go. Like I don't feel like it's anywhere near perfection or a level that I'm happy with. Well, it's always improving.
Andrew, that second point.
Yeah, I was going to say that ties into one of the other questions I was going to ask was, what besides this whole, meta analysis and, knowing what's out there and how to defeat it, what other aspects of the game do you think you've been working on? As you said, you've only, maybe come up 5%, but are there any specific things like, getting to know the rules back to front, or is it, things like just working out better time management just to make sure you get through all your turns, or deployment?
Yeah, and this is the bit, and to be honest, it's one of the bits that I'm still working on, is the time management aspect. And people who have watched the live streams of my games at the Masters through Dowie will laugh at this, because so at the Masters I finished one game to turn 6.
Yep.
2 games went to turn 5. However, my opponent didn't have any models, so it was as good as turn 6. And then 2 of the games finished in turn 3 and turn 4. So it's like,
that one.
And you're constantly thinking, okay, well, what can I do to speed up the game? Like, I know it's a 2-player game, and it's, especially when you play these top level players, every move matters. How do you speed up the game? How do you improve on that level? And you're constantly, so like things, I have these, have I got one here? Yeah, I do actually. I have these little cheat sheets. Yeah, there we go. Which you can print out from, you can't really see much, but basically you can imagine it. This is basically, it's got all your stats, it's got all your rules. This is a VC one, and it reminds me things like, what is a save of Master Necromancer on a Mortis. What is the like important rules that I need to remember? And then like usually I have this by me by a quick reference sheet. I'm very much a proponent of trying to take away as much remembering as you can.
Yeah.
And just references it. So like magic cards. I mean, most people use some sort of form of magic cards. But what I do is I lay them out in an order. So like I have my hexes and enchantments. I have my conveyance. I have my magic missiles and vortexes, and then I've got my just so you in each phase you're like, what am I doing here? Okay, these are my options. I want to do one of these things. It just anything you can do to offload anything from your like mental load will help. And that includes like reference sheets. That includes little tokens, tools that you can have and bits and pieces. All of these things. I'm a big proponent of like tokens and gaming aids and stuff like that. I think we all love it, right? It's one of the sort of things that all war gamers love, is all their little gaming tokens, and it's basically how these companies keep making money on us as we keep buying the new trend. But anything you can do to mentally make your game less draining, I think you'll benefit from, certainly. For sure.
Is there probably tie into a double question at the end? But yeah, was there anything this year like a big loss or a big? I know you obviously probably not coming out of Masters with a big loss, but something that really taught you something, and then what was it? And then obviously, is there anything you're still trying to work on to this day? I know you always keep improving, continuous improvement.
You have to try. Yeah, you have to. Well, I think one of the things was I basically started my Masters prep, other than trying different armies and things like that. I from about, I think the Welsh Open was October, so let's say November onwards, I was like, right, I don't have any more events. I have like 2 months to work out an army that I want to take, build, paint, and practice with. The painting part, you might have seen, was done very last minute. But the army list, I think it went through something like 20 or 25 different iterations. And in that time, I did play an online tournament. And actually, there was one game in there that taught me a lot. And it was against one of your lads, Isaac, who's an Australian lad. He's
Queenslander.
I played against his Beastman, right? And I had Cathay and he had Beastman. And I learned the value of the Maw Shard. And I realized that in that game, that item, it's almost
herd, or?
He was playing straight up Beastman, but like he had 5 wizards, so it was as good as a wild herd. Not Isaac Bobo, not Isaac Alexander, it's Isaac Went.
Okay,
so I think
that's
he's a
who I
Rakia.
thought it was.
Sorry. He's a Rakia. So we played a game, and basically in that game, the Maw Shard was like the #1 critical point. It was on a unit champion, and it basically locked down his whole magic phase, and I was able to maneuver stuff. And I mispositioned it in one place, and he was able to blast that unit with Wild Tide, destroyed it in one turn, and then suddenly that opened up the game, and he was able to what was looking like a positional, I'm going to get everything in and then jump in on you, suddenly turned into a very risky charge, and then he was just able to sort of Gatling gun my characters away. So that taught me that first of all, you need to put that item on something more survivable than a unit champion. And second of all, like that item in certain matchups against magic heavy lists it's as good as a puppet. Like it's really phenomenal. So what I did for my Masters list is I put it on a balloon, which is as survivable as you can get pretty much in any list.
Well, I think everyone was commenting on the live stream that you're just pushing it up and like, right, everything's more show.
It's there. Like it's not just the fact that it's survivable, it's also scouting. So it can be in turn, it can be in range from turn 1.
I totally forgot about it. I think one of the games, the first one I looked at, I was sitting there going, you guys haven't started yet, and your balloons in the they're still deploying, and they're like, oh no, they're not. You've scouted. It's like
it's phenomenally useful. So although actually what I thought would be, I thought it would be a critical item. Some people just ignored it because they were like, and I was like waiting for the miscasts and nothing happened. And then other people like Charlie, he actually loved it because of the Mortis engine, he gets to roll twice on the miscast chart. And you'd think, that's a horrendous thing to do. But actually, if he's on a Mortis engine, he doesn't really care about the odd template. There's a higher chance of him casting something if he rolls a higher result. So it was interesting the way that worked. But essentially one of the games that I played made me change my Masters list and made me adapt. And that's sort of what you do, is once in a while you play a game where you're like, actually, I don't want that to happen again. Therefore, I'm going to improve and mitigate my chances of that happening again. So, yeah, that was one of the ones.
Sorry, on the back end of that, don't want to give away all your secrets, but is there anything you're still currently working on or trying to, maybe just that time management, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I mean, for me, time management, because I play armies that need to get 6 turns. Like I mean, I think every army really should get 6 turns. Otherwise, it's not really a fair game. But time management is definitely one. And then just other than that, just making sure that you're sharp with the rules for the army that you're playing, because there's all these niche rules that nobody really remembers, and I hate situations, and this has happened to me multiple times, where I walk away from the table and I go, crap, I forgot about this. And this would have made a difference in this, and you're always agonizing about the wrong moves you've done or the decisions you didn't take and things like that. So, and it's even more frustrating when it's something that was in your favor and you go, oh man, that could have changed everything. I could have that could have changed absolutely everything. But hey, that's just how we learn.
It's a different game for different armies sometimes, isn't it? Like you'll play a new army and you forget so many rules because just like Undead or something like that. Like I used to be so crap at doing like break tests because Undead was like you don't do them. So then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you got to do a break test. You're like, how do I do that? It's cool.
There's whole books, like whole rules, like the whole fire flea stuff. I mean, maybe I'll do a little bit more of that with Cathay, but it's something I've never done, because I need to do it. So
Well, speaking of like adapting to lessons and players and experiences, what about comp? Like, because obviously you go into various tournaments through the year leading up to Masters. How does that sort of interplay with the kind of lists you take, and what factions you were taking as well?
So one of the things I do is I rather than comp has a big part of it. I actually think scenarios and comp are sort of in equal measure as to how I gauge an event. So usually what will happen is I'll plan an event 3 or 4 months in advance. I know I want to go to this event. And then I'll look at the pack and I go, okay, based on the scenarios, based on any special rules or any special ways that they've got bits and pieces, what do I think is going to be the strongest army to take to this event? And basically it'll be, I've got a little visitor. Yeah, I do. My daughter's just come in. What do I think will actually be the strongest army to take to this event? And then that's usually how I base my next 2-3 months worth of list building and doing bits and pieces and things like that. And that's why to Toy Soldier I took Bretonians, because they had a few missions surrounding Breaking Point. And I wanted an army with lots of models in it, basically. And then there was for the Welsh Open, they had they had additional rules where your units take additional hits, and it was something like D6 strength 5 hits on your units, and it was quite crippling. So I thought, who copes best? Yeah. Who copes best with that? Yeah. Well, the funny thing is I thought Undead would be really good into that, right? Yeah. And they were, the Undead were large, I think they were 1, 2, and 3 or something. But the scenarios that I thought Undead would be great at, I actually, as an Undead player at the time, did really badly at, because I almost negate. I was like, I don't have to worry about these D6 strength 5 hits. But when you're taking D6 strength 5 hits on like fell bats, and suddenly you've killed like two models, it's it's a bit more brittle. So I think the comp makes a difference. I'm not one of these people who sticks to one army just because I absolutely love the army and I'll take it through thick and thin. I mean, I'll do that for a while, but there's only so much you can put up with before you go kind of sucks losing.
I know Josh is going to ask one, but I just wanted to ask with that, like you said 3 months or whatever it was, 2 months, event. Are you staying on that faction, or do you play around because you're online in that meantime? Do you know what I mean?
The funny thing is like the online events, because they take like 5 weeks. Sometimes they sort of bleed over other times of the year. So you tend to and you're also playing with an army list you made 6 weeks ago sometimes. And like anyone, you start to tinker and you start to iterate, and by the time you played a couple of weeks without army list, you're already like, oh, you start to see the weaknesses and you start to think of ways to improve it. But it is tricky to then be like, okay, I'm playing Bretonians now, but I've got another event in 4 weeks' time, and then it's it's VC. So at what point do you start playing with both army lists? So it is a little bit tricky. It is a bit tricky, but I think, to be honest, for me, it depends how the FAQ changes, if anything. And I think I might settle on a few armies going next year. I don't know. Like I have 4 armies, but I'm notorious for boring others. So which is one of the running jokes, that I just kept borrowing stuff, which I did, to be honest. Like I went to Wales and I didn't bring any models. The whole entire army that I had in Wales was borrowed from Team Wales. They very
and wasn't it like multiple different people?
Oh, it was 5 people. It was like,
it was like a mishmash.
Not even that. It was people who weren't even. It wasn't even people at the event. There was like, oh, can you pass those 20 zombies to this guy who will hand it off at a petrol station to this guy who's coming to the event? Oh, and this other guy who has this one necromancer, can you give it to him at your next club? It was like such a logistical nightmare. That was the worst it got. But again, it happened. Like
it all arrived.
It all arrived. I had all the models.
That's amazing.
Like my first game in physical game with them was on Saturday on game day, but it was also like the first time I had all the models together.
People are like, what's that? You're going, I don't know what unit that is.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I think it's zombies.
Yeah. So it was. I wouldn't recommend that for a stressless life. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but still, it's good.
There was a couple little questions snuck up on the side. Did you want to hit yours first, Josh, and then, or do you want to?
I'll just finish it off a bit. Just wondering, running into those different events in the context of them, did you end up like adapting play styles you normally wouldn't have sort of done if you weren't having to look at those scenarios or the specific comp?
I think I definitely learned from taking like new armies. You'll tend to learn so much more, and you get a better appreciation for the sort of wide variety of the game and then all the elements that it has in it. And then that way you sort of understand, by playing armies, you understand when they're limited, which one of them might be slightly better. So like say, for example, the Green Knight. It's a popular thing with the Green Knight is to limit him being able to charge turn 1, or limit him he gives up full points when he dies or half points or whatever it is. And looking at that, you can sort of go, okay, well, if these two armies are neck and neck, but this one has a small restriction on it, on a key piece that I would like to use, suddenly that army is slightly worse than the one that you want. The other one, you go, okay, well, this one's probably going to have an easier time. I think if you play more games with more armies, you get a better understanding of the overall game, and that helps you with facing against new stuff. Because the other thing is there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't play against, like Chaos Dwarves. I don't know what they do. Skaven? I don't know what they do.
Just remember toughness 7. That's all you need.
Right. Well, that's it. Like, so whenever you come up against that, you go, right. I don't know where anything in your army does because I've never seen it. There's so many factions. It's very hard to know them all. For sure.
Yeah, there is a couple of questions. Andrew, which were they? Because I highlighted one.
Yeah, so not Matt got he's got addressed by Mark. That was just asking about does the UK mix up scenarios like Western Sydney Wargamers do? And then he says, they get changed up quite a lot. And then very silent mouse is just asked, so do you always like to take more of an optimized list, or would you like to take in the future suboptimal lists? I just think, like, by the way that you're talking, it's like the whole routine of creating this optimal list seems like it's actually quite a fun part. Like, as in, like, kind of nut that out. Is that more of like that routine that you enjoy? Is creating these? Yeah, like, I think that part of that is
and that's a nice way of asking a question of whether I'm a meta chaser. Thank you, Silent Mouse. So what I like to do is sort of what you mentioned there, Andrew, is when I look. Oh, you said armies. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, armies. Sorry.
Yeah. So what I like to do is when I look at a pack, an event pack, to me it's like a puzzle, and I like to figure out, okay, based on these scenarios, based on these restrictions, based on who I think will be attending and who I think will be contending for the top spot, what is the path to victory? Well, like what army do I think will do best in it? And then I go, okay, is that a type of army that I like? If I'm going to this event, do I want to do well in it? Do I want to take that sort of army? Because sometimes I look at it and I go, the best army list in this is a 5VC Scream list, and I go, well, it's not really. That's not really jazzing for me. Like, I'd rather take an army that's not quite as good as that, but does something that I enjoy more than taking the most optimal. But I do like to know what is the most optimal, because then you can at least build against it, right?
Yeah.
So that say for example, even at the Masters, like I thought Tomb Kings VC were probably still the most optimal, but less reliable without the rerolls. So I felt like Cathay had a chance. Now Cathay are still like probably the best army in the game overall, uncomped. But once you comp them, it's really sort of more neck and neck. And it really opens up the meta a little bit. So to me, whenever I look at a new event, I always try and figure out as a puzzle what's going to do well in it, what's going to win, sort of just as a fun little mini game for myself. And then I try and figure out, what do I want to take to it? Do I take the thing that I think is going to win, or do I take the thing that I think can play against the best army list? Or the best army in the game there as well. So I don't always take the best thing, but I do always take something that I think can play against the best thing.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I just wanted to ask, because I missed this when I started, but I didn't bring it up. It's going right back to the online chat, but they just want to say, do you think players that only play online would have difficulty translating those skills to the real world, given, like, you know, you had those cases where first time you played the army really was in real person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because there is a few people, and I don't want to, like, there's a few people that we know, and there's a couple of Australians that are really good on the online, and that, you know, you never see them in a tournament, which is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're obviously good at both. How does that?
Yeah, I think just playing online is not conducive to a full Warhammer experience, in my opinion. While just playing in real life, you can still, still get that experience. Like the game is playing with little toy soldiers. Like it's the way that the rules interact, the way that the models interact. But if it's purely on the screen, you lose a lot of sort of like the personal touch of the human element of it, and just an interaction of playing the game with an opponent. I don't think it's quite the same. You can definitely learn from it. You can take a lot of skills from playing online to playing in real life, but I think you need to do both, or if you were to probably skew heavier into the real life in order to become sort of a better player overall, and not just a better player in the sense of doing better, but a better person who other people want to play against.
Well, there's a lot of soft, sort of not skills, but things that you wouldn't even,
like online. One of the things that people complain about is, communication skills. Like we all have our isms, and it's already difficult enough to make sure that you communicate everything properly, and sometimes you'll have that mishmash of people just not reading each other right. It gets 10 times worse online, where you don't even have a camera, and you just all you have is a voice, and sometimes you're not speaking natively in the same language. So and then on top of that, you might not even be playing with the same rules interpretation, which is even more interesting, Once you start going, oh, actually, we play it like this, and they go, no, it's like this. It's like,
I've observed a few online Warhol ones in the tournaments where like you can like turn 2 or 3, someone's getting smashed, and they basically just give up. You can just tell and they even sometimes drop off and stuff. And it's just like
mentally check out.
Like you wouldn't even, I don't know. I guess sometimes you would do that in real life, but usually it's like, oh, let's just get a beer and you hang out. Whereas on the online thing, it's sort of like, yeah, they just start going, no, yeah, and then they just basically, I'm leaving. This is, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah. Oh, well.
I feel like online you have to work extra hard to have that social interaction where you have like a nice gaming experience with people. And I have lots of people that I play regularly, mostly Australians, I'll be honest. I don't know what it is, like just the time zone and the banter just flows a lot more naturally. I genuinely think the Scots and the Australians are very close in mentality. I mean, I like my regular roomie is Chris Cousins. So like him and I just really get on, and we have the same mentality about a lot of things. In fact, Chris helped me build my master's list, and I helped him build his master's list. Like we went different ways with it, but we were 90%. I had a balloon, and he had the double Shigangan Lords, and like I thought that was a really good build as well, but I wanted to go down this way and he wanted to go down another way, and it's just a personal preference at that stage. But I think you can build up sort of a rapport much better if you play people in person and then continue to play them online rather than only play online and then never be seen in person. Because I do think if you're an online only player, you miss out on some things, some soft skills that you.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of the depth of the sort of the crux of the question right under there is like if you took someone who'd never played off, and I'm assuming the people who play online have played offline as well. It's not they wouldn't have. But like if they haven't played any really online old world at the moment, would it just translate, or would those even just like you said, like even just making sure your spell cards are sorted out, and then how do I move these models? I've got to actually rank these guys up, and this dude doesn't stand, he keeps falling over. It's all this stressful stuff that and I spilt my beer on the table, and it's like you just don't have those problems online. And I just wonder how much it translates. Where once you work out the tool like Warhol, probably someone who plays a lot offline can probably work out online once they work out how to turn a unit and measure shit and stuff like that. Yeah, no, it's interesting. We are getting on, so I probably won't go through all these questions we've got, but I was probably like
I had Andrew one more as well. If I could sneak in. You got one, Colin?
No, I just did the online one, so I reckon we just pick one from the others and keep going.
Oh, well, I had a personal question that I was going to ask Pash, because he seems to be the
monolith related.
Yeah.
You should get that seen by a doctor.
That's it. No, just some scheming, because it seems like you're a schemer as well. Okay. What do you think, or which faction do you think is like got the capability but you haven't seen yet, like a lower tier faction that you think's flying under the radar? You think there's some work in something? You don't have to give away all your secrets.
No. I don't. I don't think there's any secrets. No, there's definitely no secrets. Seaguard. Oh man, I've played Seaguard, and they do not have any faction secrets that you need to watch out for. I think, and it's probably becoming more obvious now, but actually Beastmen, like I think they're a pretty top tier faction. Now I thought for some people this
sort of
I thought they already were.
well they are, but like they're when you think, if you ask anybody what are the top factions in Warhammer, people will be like, it's Cathay, it's VC, it's Tomb Kings, and probably Bretonnians. Like that's already 4 factions, and then you'd be like, okay, well, who's next? And people be like, well, maybe Warriors, but I think next is Beastmen, and they're not far behind because they have a lot of tools that are able to get the work done.
Interesting you say that. I mean, all armies are probably like this, but I think the Beastmen are in that position too, where they're not really using, they're using a third of their army list as well at the moment. So if it depending, and all the armies are going to be the same, so it's not really just Beastmen, but depending on what happens with FAQs and how things move, yeah, you're right. Like, and meta just changes in general. Maybe that is one. Yep.
Yeah, and then on top of that, and that's an interesting point that Mark's just raised in the chat. Actually, is those armies that people don't know. So like the Chaos Tours, like you can catch people out. We've got Tom Brzozowski. He's a phenomenal Chaos Tour player. He made it to the Masters playing nothing but Chaos Tours. And he did really well. He came in the top 10 there as well. No Renegades ones, mostly just straight vanilla Chaos Tours. And there is some terrifying skill in somebody playing one army phenomenally well, because they are the innovator. So like you don't know what they're going to come up with. Like you don't know, you can't really counterplay it because you don't know. They are almost the leading force when it comes to that faction. Because you can't second guess, but you know that it'll be one army, but you don't know what will be in it, so you don't know how to build against it. So that makes it quite tricky. Luckily, in a sense, I mean, I've played Tom once, and that was a really tight game, but like I don't, like, if I were to play them again, I wouldn't know what to do. And the same with some of these other factions that you just don't see very often at the top tables, and some skewy Skaven list, and some I don't know, maybe Lizardmen have got something quiet in them. Just because they don't see play that often, there could be things in there that are secret and hidden that nobody knows about. But maybe they're just crap. Maybe they're just Seaguards. maybe there's no secret there to be discovered.
He's tried to for 2020.
He's tried.
So,
he said he's been playing all year. Every event he goes to.
I've been scamming for a week now, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna take, just heaps of Frost Phoenixes. There's nothing else there.
Andrew, the funny thing is, like, and this is a bit of a tangent, but do you feel that maybe Cathay have stolen a lot of the high elf gaming mechanic space? Like, you've got the fast moving, sort of like quick hitting, slightly weak type characters that are magic casting. You've got the sort of like elite foot troops that have lots of special rules. You've got like the cavalry. Like, it's all weak hitting, but with lots of rules. Like, I just feel like they're
good at magic.
Like I feel like all the things that I want high elves to be, Cathay have stolen. And then they have cannons. So like it's
elves with cannons.
Elves with cannons. So I don't know how they're gonna, like, I really want them. I really want high elves to be as good as Cathay. Well, I want all factions to be on par, but like it does feel like a lot of the game mechanic space from Cathay could have been put into high elves, but because Cathay are the new shit, it's sort of like, let's concentrate on this.
But also because it's a elite army so far, because obviously they will have peasants coming and more variety in the list eventually.
You don't want to just nerf it. Like it's like, now you guys have to be boring and bring on your peasants, but maybe that's what's going to happen.
I think they'll have to, isn't it?
I don't know.
Otherwise you won't see them.
I think the problem with Old World is a bit less, like the construction side is, and we've talked about it before heaps, but is like the special box, which has all the cool stuff in it. It's just not used in virtually any army. And so I feel like there's so much, depending on how the game changes and the composition changes, that the game still has to open up, because and the high elves would massively benefit from things like that, because they do have so much cool elite infantry that probably does sit in those areas, but you're just not going to see them. And it'd be cool if we could have a special comp one day, but just where you actually see you have to fill up 50% of your unit with special.
But maybe the answer is just tweaking the army allocation. Like, if you weren't spending 50% of your army on like 2 or 3 models of lords and heroes or whatever, you'd have more points to spend on everything else, and then the next best thing might be in special. So I actually think small tweaks like that might make a difference.
Yeah, we've loved it. I mean, we played the 800 character point. We've played a lower character point one than that. I think it's great. Like, not for
because you're right. The special loses out, isn't it? Because you got 25% core, quarter rare, half spec characters.
I mean, there's the odd
flavors
that
gone.
Rare sucks, and they use
absolutely
special, but it's very rare.
Or 33% core.
And maybe this is wish listing for the upcoming FAQ, which could be like any minute now. Could be today. Could be tomorrow. Could be in a week's time.
Could be out as we speak.
I have. It's not. I have been checking. I have been refreshing, and I've been making sure to refresh the right page. So far, nothing exciting. So it's not out
to
yet.
Refresh every 30 seconds for the next 2
Yeah,
weeks.
that's
But maybe one of the things that I've seen a few people hope for is this objective capturing element of it, that it's, people have been talking about, wouldn't it be great if all infantry could capture objective as well as all core, and I guess that would be
which you ran at SummerSlam, wasn't it? Yeah. So Wild Rangers on the table, amazing.
Yes, multiple Wild
two
Rangers,
of them.
I think. Exactly.
Maybe we're on. Maybe like I see Mark in the chat. Mark Langley, he's a sneaky boy. He knows things that he doesn't talk about. So he, maybe he's just stirring the shit, but maybe he knows things. We'll see. We'll see.
Opening to the specials, would that be something they consider? Do you think? Not just.
I think it would add more flavor for sure. Right.
I don't think we're gonna see that in FAQ. I don't know. No. Who knows?
No.
How cool would it be?
Do you think they'll revise any of the
errata and a couple of different scenarios and which had some of those little changes that you could use, just to keep it fresh? But did you want me to? So you're here the whole episode, Pash?
I'm happy to stay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I might we have hit half time. Like I might hit the patron shout outs.
Let's do it.
Then we can wrap up some of the questions with you, and then we can go into patron questions and all that sort of stuff. Does that sound cool, everyone?
Sounds good.
I think so. Cool. Well, I'll give our awesome patrons, not patriots. They are patriots of Old World Fanatics.
Oh my God.
Shout out. These guys help
double down on this
every week and help cover the costs of running these very expensive productions that we do. So big thank you to Dan, Mark Hewitts, Shibismus, which I always screw up, Amble of Doom, Western Sydney Wargamers, Feud Owner, Vinny, Louis Spagnaro McCallum, The Great Bray Shaman, King Pash, and the Mustache Rash. I don't usually read the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't.
Maybe I should, because it's
I went through so much effort to change my Patreon name.
Sorry.
To the detriment of all my other supported shows.
I will keep doing that. It's King Pash and the Mustache Rash. Tom Pickard, not Matt, Jess Tools, Adam Lamb, the Orange Juicer, Matty Firebird 7137, Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hinton, the Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Chris Bowler, Drunkhammer Nate, Ben, Shooter Louis, Benoit, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride, Flatwell's Edge, Jelly, Herald of the Old World, Kill Herd, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Perfidy, Griff, Jess Tours, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananiwam, Daniel Broadstock, Elliot Mitchum, The Great Gilthos, Draconos, Diesel, Danny Gamer, Robert Z, A Business Spotlight, Hung Liquor Boa Picture Framing. What? Hung like a boa picture framing. Hung like a boa. What? I'm hung. Like, I get that.
What's the extra B?
I don't actually.
Hung like a boa. Boab. I should get the boab.
Picture framing. No idea. Anyway, OG Whirler. Bobby Gherkin still has his little cool flowery one. I don't know what that's about. Gunwitch, and go watch Zen Fox Games on YouTube for the second best Old World Battle Reports. Todd Lloyd, the OG, of course. And I will actually, shout out and feel really bad actually at the same time. One of our patrons, if I can go back and find him, Matt Hinton, who actually I think he's in the UK and he's in Australia, and he played at the Maitland tournament on the weekend that me and Andrew couldn't be asked getting to. So there you go. That's how.
Terrible.
I won't say that. We're busy, but yes, they had a local little one dayer, and someone from the UK made it, and when it was 20 minutes down the road.
Player.
Nice.
So, that's the dedication.
If you said meet us for a beer, then that.
Well, I think he's been trying to ask me. I mean, he's been in Sydney and he sent us emails, and it's just been.
Oh, I can't get.
I think he's still here till the end of. We might be able to yet. It's not over yet. I will.
Ooh.
I will try, Matt. I promise. I will sort some shit out. So anyway,
there is another one of your Patreon members that I think we might need to have a word about, and I think it might warrant an intervention.
Oh, who's that?
Hello.
And I'd like to bring up the case of the desexification of jelly Now he used to be the sexiest jelly. And,
Yeah.
and then he was, and then now he's just jelly. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we know Sexy, and he's from Canberra, isn't he? And he's cancelled his.
Is he just having a bit of self doubt? Because I feel like we need to boost him up.
Yeah, I think he's too big in the heresy world, and he's just stopped. No,
less sexy now.
Fanatics, that was last year.
So he's an awesome dude. Actually, I should have.
Yeah, it's funny
about that. Yeah,
nice. I mean, see his name pop up in the chat sometimes.
The problem is, even if he did pick up the patron again, he'd be back at the top of the list. So then it becomes Sexy Dan or something. So Jelly's just never going to be sexy again, unfortunately. The boat's passed.
Jelly can reach out to Flat.
Sorry, Jelly.
Or we can and see if he can change his name.
Or Jelly could just change his name to
Flatworld's Edge could cancel, and Jay and Jelly are right next to each other, and I think that's cool. We've had them on together, and
Ooh.
Wait, how many patrons change their name to Sexy before it just becomes you saying sexy, sexy?
Well, we were joked about that, but why don't they all just change their name to one thing? That'd be bloody annoying. OG will.
Should we be encouraging this? I'm not sure. OG will. Oh my god. Yes.
Anyway,
it's not to play.
I actually want to find out who this Great Bray Shaman is. That's just before King Pash, because that sounds like a cool guy. But anyway, cool. Do we want to just finish off a couple of questions and then go into patron questions?
Yeah,
let's fire off.
Okay. Did you have any others, Josh, at the moment, or do you want me to cover a couple of mine? Or
we can do a couple. I didn't have you. I
think I might have bumped you.
Just go for it. I'm not sure where you guys are.
Yeah, that's all good. It's sort of going a little bit back to this whole, now that you're a star and a UK master there. What's some of the biggest misconceptions that mid-table or low table or even non-competitive people have about top table play?
One of the hold on, let me just plug my headset in because I'll die otherwise.
Our pods go so long that
there we go.
Yeah, people routinely run out of batteries.
There we go. One of the biggest misconceptions is people at the top table actually know what they're doing.
That's
well, actually, that's
actually a good one.
So I think the misconception is names, right? You see names pop up in tournament results, and you think, oh, that person they know what they're doing. They podium at events, they have a YouTube channel, whatever. Like people give more credit to players who they think are good than they warrant, in my opinion. And so, like, even at the Masters, like we had people ask. I was asking stupid questions. Like I was like, "Wait, is this how it works?" Like you feel like you're asking pretty basic questions. So I think one of the things is people have a conception that if you're a good player, you know the game entirely from bottom to the top, and whatever you say must be true. And that's not the case. It takes a bit of confidence in your own ability and your own knowledge to be like, actually, mate, I don't think that's how it's played. I think it's meant to be like this. Can we have a look through the rules interaction? And then you read through it. And worst case scenario, you get a better understanding of how the rules work. And then you go, okay, fine, right, it works like this. This is something I can use in my future games. Or best case scenario, you prove them wrong and you go, haha, you've been playing this wrong. And like this happens to me. Like I think I know how a rule works, and then somebody goes, no, I think it works another way. So basically never assume that whoever you're playing knows better than you do. Like you probably know as good as anyone else, and if you're playing them, you're as good as them. Like you know, Swiss pairings, the way it works is you will eventually play people who are, you know, equally as good as you, and don't sell yourself short, and don't give people who are good.
And there's a bit of luck a lot of the times with. I shouldn't say luck, but you know what I mean. Like at some point, I mean, people who consistently get up there are good players. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
There's a combination of a bit of luck and taking a good list and all that sort of stuff that actually. Well, taking a meta powerful list helps obviously as well. So,
I haven't. This is one of my. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. All right.
Ooh.
Breaking news.
And this is something that I wanted to do an episode on for probably around about a year now, but because I am.
Oh,
there we go. That's an announcement for Big Secrets.
Not the right button, but anyway.
So
and then it gets used about 1 out of every 30 episodes.
I like it. I'm glad it was on this one.
So not much listening to.
In my opinion, the winning formula to like doing well in Warhammer can be split into a 40-40-20 breakdown. Okay. So 40% of your success is based on your army list. The army that you take, is it good? Does it have all the elements? Is it built properly? Is it built to take on everything? So like 40% of how well you do at a tournament is based on your army. 40% of how well you do is based on your player skill. So, you know, if you know how to field the army, if you know how to, you know, your rules and everything like that, you'll do well. The last 20% is luck. And that could be, you know, that's you can skew the things in your favor as much as you possibly can, but like if you're just having terrible luck at the exact moments that you need it, no amount of good army or good skill is going to get you there. And then all of these you can sort of make up for. So say, for example, if you're a really skilled player, you fill up that 40%, you can do better with a shit army list. Like if an army list is only 30%, you know, out of 40, as good as it can be, you can do better. But in order to play other people who are as good as you, have the same amount of skill as you, per se, and who have the same amount of, say, for example, I play somebody who is as good as me in terms of skill, has the same strong army list, then we're relying to that last 20% of luck, of, you know, does this go off? Does this not go off? And
is that why in the Australian Masters, Actor and Hohen with the 2 vamp lists just sat in the corner? Because then they went, we'll just take the luck out of it.
Yeah, and often it can be, and that's why you see that's why you see these sort of like big behemoth games where the players you'd expect one of them to do well. They don't, because they both know that basically they're equally matched and luck is the only outlier, and you want to minimize that as much as possible. So. I don't know. That's sort of been my opinion on it. And I've been trying to boil up an episode out of it, but once again, time. You never have enough time.
Yeah, 100%. Unless you're 2+ podcasts and they pump them out every week.
Oh man, those guys! Every single day, I'm like, oh, have they got a new episode out? All right, yes, they do. Okay, fine. You know, they're in terms of volume, they're very, very good.
And content, they're great too.
Hey, the content is like, I listen to it. I listen to their stuff. It's them and you guys when it comes to churning out content on a regular basis.
Yeah. Well,
you took your book out and it's got all the notes, and I thought that had like Alex written all over it. I'm like, because you know, like Alex is so tactical. I was like, that is Alex 100%. He'd go home and he'd be like writing up his little battle plans. He's so tactical. I love it.
That's good.
I like it. I think it hurts.
I think it helps. Some in there, Andrew. You want to cover one of those other ones?
Sorry, I got lost.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I can go back to my list.
I can keep going if you want.
Yeah, if you want.
Because we can get onto the future-y stuff more, so to speak, I guess. But yeah, and Josh can close out, I guess, with one of them. But like, what's next for you, I guess, in terms like now you've done this with the UK Masters, like, you know, is it just something that you were grateful to have done, or was it, you know, did you reach a goal, or like, what's your new thing here? Are you going to chase? You've been talking about like picking these armies. Like, are you going to take a Sea Guard and try and do well at it, or would you only, you know, like how would?
I have a Merworm that's still sitting in a box. Like but I don't know when it's going to come out, that box. I bought it on release day because I had FOMO and I thought, you know, it might never come back around again. Little did I know, if I waited maybe like another couple of weeks, I would have got like a recast one for about a quarter of the price. But but I don't know. I think winning the Masters is definitely like a hobby goal. It's been like, it wasn't something I was expecting, or it wasn't anything that I, you know, solely focused on, but it was definitely like, I would really love if this happened, and I'll do my best to try and do that. And now that it's happened, I'm like, okay, well, what's the next thing? And you know, I've reached the #1 ranking in your wonderful website for, you know, if I include all my online plays. So I guess there's always like, you know, events you can sort of do better at. But there's never been never been the same person winning the UK Masters twice. So maybe that's a goal.
Yeah, do you think you're going to have this another, like with that, do you think you're going to have a target on your back? Or do you reckon it's too much luck involved?
I think so, and I think I'd like to play on it. You know,
well, tell them about the shirt. You started the episode talking about your other shirt. Tell them about the shirt for those who don't know that you did at the Masters. I like that story.
What happened was, and I bought this shirt actually when I got the #1 placing in the world, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to wear the shirt. So for those who don't know, it's the Fatboy Slim cover, which is like, I'm #1. Why try harder? And I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to do like an episode about that or something. Like I'll get a good opportunity to wear it. And then it didn't really come up. And I thought, you know what I'll do is I'll take it to the Masters and I'll wear it on my final game and, you know, on day 2. And then I was like, actually, I'm in a fairly good position to maybe take this out. So I think the prime opportunity to do it is when I go up to get the trophy. And that's what I did. I sort of snuck out, put the shirt on, and I walked out, and then people are like, oh, clapping, and then they read the shirt and they go, oh, geez, like this guy
turn up prepped.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's like, you know, with the sports teams, they have to like throw out the shirts if they didn't win, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah. So I got to wear that, and I mean, what is like Masters if it's not infinite bragging rights? Right? Like it's
you're not getting paid, so
you're not getting paid. It's not, you know, it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean you're actually better than other people. But what it does mean is that moment in history, that moment in time, you got, you know, you had everything line up in your favor, and you got the win. And I'm not saying I'll do it again, because honestly, I think there's a high variance. There's a lot of players there who could have won. And in a way, I mean, I feel lucky and privileged that I did take it, but I also feel for those guys who didn't win it, because who came close, and you know, and this is sort of like what I would have wanted to hear had I been on the other end of it. If I hadn't, you know, won, I would have probably wanted somebody to say, you know what, you're good enough to win it. You're definitely in the running. It's just this time luck didn't go your way, and then it went this other way. So like I don't think I had a better chance than anyone else. I think I maximized my opportunity as much as I could, but I think there was other people who could have won it just as easily, and it just happened to be that this time it lined up for me. But I think going forward, the people that will make the biggest difference for is the people who don't know any better. So I guess like, so for example, I have an event coming up in the end of February, the next Toy Soldier event. And I'm coming into that as having won the last Toy Soldier event and having now won one of these Masters trophies. So I feel sorry for whoever has to play me round 1 and be like, oh my God, have you seen who I have to play? It's this #1 guy, and he's on the internet, and like, he's such a dick. And like, I hate it.
So ruthless.
My aim is to try and my aim is to try and make that the best game of Warhammer that they've ever had.
I'm sure.
I'll do my best to do that.
It's all cool. Hey, sorry, before Josh closes out, just one thing I did miss here. Did you play any team stuff? Like, is that a goal, or like, are you more of a singles guy? Or
so, people have asked me that before. Like, why am I not on Team Scotland? Why do I not do the team stuff? And I have done team stuff in the past, and I think, like, the Team Warhammer is probably the most fun Warhammer you can have. Like, it genuinely is absolutely phenomenal, and I recommend everybody gives it a try. However, like, it is a whole hobby in itself. Like, it's got its own calendar, it's got its own events, it's got its own tactics, it's got its own like army list. Like, it's another version of Warhammer. It's a really, really fun version of Warhammer. However, I've played that version of Warhammer for many years, like maybe, you know, 4 or 5 years, no, maybe more actually. So I've done, like, back in the 2010s, I did, I think I did 3 WTCs, ETCs. I've done more with other gaming systems. And, like, I've really enjoyed that. But I kind of feel like I've done it. And, like, it's a lot of work. And I'm happy. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not doing it.
No,
it's the
I
best
mean,
way
you
to
can
explain
control
it.
your own time, hey, with singles. That's the thing. Like, it's all you. You can do. So, no, I get that answer.
And me taking a step back from the so I am involved with the team, as in I make sure that, you know, that we have a Team Scotland. I make sure that we there's a process and bits and pieces. So I'm sort of like in the background pulling some strings, but I'm not I'm not the number one person who is in charge of everything. So like I'm sort of taking a step back and letting other people shine in a way, and I'm more than happy to be the supportive role, the coach, as it were, rather than like, you know, the star player or whatever, somebody who actually makes it happen. So I'd rather see other people succeed than me venturing into this space and sort of dominating it. So I'm more than happy to let other people have that space, and then I'll do what I can in order to make them successful. And we did, like, I have to say, like, we did do phenomenally well at the Masters, because out of so there's the Masters Open, which first, second, and third were all Scottish players.
Yeah.
And the Masters Invitational, which is obviously myself in first, Scott in second. I mean, he sounds Scottish. And then there's Charlie in third, who was born in Scotland. So in a way, Scotland dominated the Masters. That's the takeaway from this. So I think from that end, we're doing all right.
I hope. I mean, we've done, Australia's done that Open Invitational stuff before. It didn't happen this last year, but hopefully, that might be something that will kick off this year, and you know.
I think it helps.
The scene grows, because it's awesome. Yeah,
I think it helps. I think,
but you don't have to.
Part of it is you just you feel like you're a part of a larger event, because if it was just the Masters Invitational, it would have been 22, 24 players, which is fine. That's still a sizable event. But then with the Masters Open, we were over 40, so it was like the whole room was full. It felt like it was a busy event. You went to the bar and you spoke to people outside the event. You didn't know how they were doing, so you're genuinely curious as to how they were doing, you know. So I would encourage that as a format going forward. If there's space, yeah, definitely do it. I think people will enjoy that. Definitely.
Sounds good. Oh, well, that's cool. A good way to wrap that up. But yeah, Josh, I think moving on. I guess something slightly different.
Well, Josh has got some killer questions coming in.
Oh, for the Patreon questions. I can't wait to read them out.
We'll
ask you one more thing. Just with the FAQ, do you have any particular wish list that you'd like to see come out?
Oh, good question.
I think what I would really love to see from this FAQ is the toning down of some silly abilities. So, like, the toning down of undead. I mean, yes, the double regen, I think, is almost a given that's going away, I think. I would love to see something done about their leadership, because I still think it's too reliable to be interesting. I think Cathay need to be toned down a fair bit. Like, uncomped Cathay with the balloons is obviously nonsense, but like the balloons need to be toned down. There's probably a few other elements that they can tweak. I would love to see them boost the lower factions. Like, you know, I just think some of them are struggling so much that just a points change is not enough. Like, you really need to sort of, you know, like how do you, and then obviously, you know, things like legacy, like how do you improve Dark Elves? How do you improve Lizardmen? From a GW perspective, like, and I know they're saying they're not interested in that, but I would love to see something that shifts the meta as much as it did in 1.5. I would love that. That'd be great.
Oh wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Cool.
I don't think that'll happen. I unfortunately I don't think that'll happen. But it would be great. It would be even if we got halfway to there, you know, if we got some sort of cool rules that we're not expecting, even if we got this, you know, being able to capture objectives with special infantry or other infantry, that would be a step in the right direction.
But you're more thinking like army rules alterations as opposed to necessarily core rules changes, because I mean 1.5 was primarily core rules changes. Just change the dynamic. Between infantry.
I mean, that's the easiest way to shake up the whole meta, isn't it? Is to change the core rules. I mean, if suddenly you were to say, you know, suddenly even if you were said something small like all infantry are able to count +1 rank for combat res, I actually think that would make a big difference. Suddenly, you know, you've got they'll be massive. Like, this is such a tiny little change, but suddenly, oh my god, horde units can have +4 combat res, plus outnumber, plus everything. Like, suddenly it gets a little bit crazy. Even a minor change like that could shake things up, and I don't think you can have the same difference with just changing an army rule or costs or whatever. So yeah, core rule changes will probably have the biggest change overall, but I don't know if that will happen. I genuinely don't know. I have no inside knowledge when it comes to FAQs or anything, to be honest. Like, people keep asking me when's stuff coming out. I'm like, I know you think I know, but I don't. Like I genuinely
Well,
don't know.
we envision,
don't
because
know.
we're, obviously Australia and, the rest of the country, like America's big, obviously, and all that. And so we just think UK just live next to, Warhammer World, and that half of you work there. That's sort of like how I envision the UK. But
People think that
slightly
the, like
bigger
the,
than that,
the
isn't
you
it?
know the window of Games Workshop is open and there's people standing outside listening for rumors.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works. Like unfortunately or fortunately, I actually quite like it. However, I will give you a little bit of goss. I did have a chat with some playtesters at the weekend at the Masters. And the only things I can share, which I think won't land them in trouble, is I think the next FAQ in the summer will be more significant than the one we have now, and maybe as significant as the 1.5 in terms of shaking things up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But again, they don't know more than we do either.
That's a good way to do it, though. Like they do like a big one once a year, and then just tidy up. The way they've been pumping out the bloody Arcane journals, they need to do the 6-month one just to fix their spelling mistakes. But
yeah, exactly. Well, this is it. Like I think they have one big annual change and then one minor change a year, and I think we're into the minor change next. So like maybe temper your expectations and don't it would be nice for them to change it massively, but I don't think they will this time round. Next time round maybe it'll be a bit more prominent, but this time around I think we'll see some minor changes. Hopefully it'll shake things up enough to keep things fresh for the next 6 months.
You can get too much change. I find
people know. I think that's it's stagnant. Well, I shouldn't say stagnant, but it feels a little stagnant because of Christmas, and then people are like, "Well, what's happening? I want to start."
Everyone's sort of waiting for
or
it.
whatever. But now, if I know I do 2 balloons, I'll do 2. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Just to find out if I have to throw all my balloons in the bin.
Yeah.
I think so. I think people are just waiting, aren't they?
Well, we'll move on to just random Patreon questions then, and Pash, you can obviously you can answer them as well.
Yes,
absolutely. I'll take 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. I've got a shout out first for Forsaken Darkness. Put left up in the Discord live stream. I think it's a shag.
Nice.
Yeah, it's getting his shag on.
He's getting a shag on.
Bit of a work in progress there.
Is that that is a DW mini, right? Yeah, we're gonna hear.
That's a GW, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Was
that like 6th ed? Older?
I think it's 6th ed. I don't think it'd be older. It doesn't look derpy enough to be anything older than 6th ed, I would say. I'm pretty sure it's the 6th ed one.
Now, is that bigger or smaller than like a modern day Dragon Ogre?
I don't have any Dragon Ogre. Oh, Gomo, what do you think? What size Dragon Ogre would that be bigger than? I reckon that's marginally bigger than it, isn't it?
Yeah,
the modern day Dragon Ogre.
Isn't that just what's the name?
That's a Shagger.
Yeah, that's the Shagger thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. The guys in the chat are saying it is bigger. It is bigger, and it's a 6th ed GW sculpt.
It'd be bigger, but it wouldn't be much.
Not by much.
Big.
Probably not by much.
It's not as impressive, my Shaggoth.
I've heard. I've seen the pictures.
It's a lot bigger than a Chaos Dwarf, I tell you that.
Yeah. Things are bigger down under. So here.
So big.
So big.
All right, questions. So first up, Mark asks, so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how annoyed were each of you that the presenters of the 2026 preview said quite clearly after listening what games they'd be talking about that there was something for everyone, no matter what game system you play within the Warhammer universe? Mark was 12 out of 10. Absolute slap in the face and unacceptable to put down to anyone who plays Old World.
Well, I didn't even bother to watch it, and I then forgot it was even on because I knew Old World wasn't on there. So I guess I sort of ignored it. But
I wasn't expecting any Old World stuff. I think we're, if Old World stuff is coming, like we knew about the Cathay stuff, I would tune in. But usually I just catch it the next day and go, oh, what did they say? Nothing. Okay, well, I'm not disappointed then.
Yeah, I maybe put a bit more effort than you guys. I didn't actually watch the video, but I did like scroll through every few minutes to see if there was an Old World icon that appeared in the video at some point. I'm like 40k. Horus. I think Horus Heresy was at the end, but then it was like Age of Sigmar, then Horus, and I was like, no Old World. whatever. Blood
One thing
Bowl
I'd
was in there
say
too,
is
wasn't it?
Notice Horus Heresy,
Yes.
like not only are the models awesome that are coming out and stuff, but they're gone to the 48-page journals for a lot of their stuff. Like obviously it's the same.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously it's the same what do you
Format.
call it? Not division. What do you call it? The little crew that work on it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, it's interesting that they're seeing what it's. When I feel like it's a good sign for Old World if the other systems, or at least in SDS, are using start doing a similar format to Old World. It means it is being successful. Do you know what I mean? So, well, taking that as a pointer, I have no evidence of that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it feels like here it feels like Old World has been unprecedented success. It feels like it's growing. Some whispers say it's doing better than AOS. I don't know if that's a fact.
And we were talking about this with Vince Ventura's weekly Warhammer last week or last month about their comments. So yeah,
it feels like they're like, oh wow, we have this gem. Let's just keep stoking this fire. Let's keep feeding it. Fantastic. Well, it can only be a good thing for us. You know, I love it.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I am going to throw up a few more work in progresses, guys.
Nice.
Ghost put this up. I think this was
That's
this
Alex's.
Yeah, this was at.
It's really good, eh?
Oh, that's so pretty.
So
That's so
good.
colourful.
Is that airbrush? Is that brush? Hairy brush? Airbrush?
Airbrush.
Bit of both?
I think
I
he
was-
said he did most of it airbrush.
Yeah. I was trying to hit him up to see how he's doing all the highlights because obviously he's got a lot of those really light colors.
Yeah,
So he must have been doing
airbrush
airbrush with
I thought he said airbrush, but maybe that model. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. And then Matt's got his work in
It's
progress,
an
which
awesome
is some old school. Great guys. Great
wow.
guys. So old school.
Is this
On
That
the
is
goblin
what
green
one of
base
the-
there. Look at that.
Matt? It's just Wood Elf Matt. It's game Matt.
Is that
Oh,
not
I
on
love
it?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, not Matt. Oh,
He's
awesome.
his goal for, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Not Matt's goal for 2026 is to take every Old World Fanatics head off at a tournament this year. So,
Ooh.
you know, he's looking for some.
Yeah, apparently he's treating us like Pokemon, which I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Well, all right. I'll go off that. We'll do a little grudge next time then. Not. I wanted to play Alex as well from Behemoths, but
Yeah, we're going to do some Behemoth matchups.
if he's
but yeah.
keen, not Matt, definitely.
Right, next question. I've been looking forward to this question all day. So Sean asks, did you guys watch the 2+ show on playing Good Warhammer? Essentially, do you make lists so your opponent has fun? This is a question I tried to ask last week, but do you think anyone other than the most sweaty of players, i.e. Pash, actually has winning as their top priority versus wanting to play a particular favorite model or faction, or what they're painted, or a play style, etc.? Love it.
Haven't actually watched
Cheeky
the
dig.
video, although
Just
I did
happened
open
to
it
be
up.
that Pash was coming on.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm not sure if he knew it or not. Like, I'm genuinely
Good call, Val.
unsure if he.
I did watch that video. Actually,
too.
and I think
Yes.
I do think it's important to have the same expectations from a game. So if you're like saying to your mate, "Oh, let's play the weekend," I think it's good to talk out. Oh, look, I'm going to this tournament, so I'm going to bring the best list I can possibly bring, and it's Seaguard. Temper your expectations, or to say, like, oh, let's just have a really fun beer and pretzels games. I'm just here's my list. Show me yours. Oh, okay, you've got this. So actually, I'm going to tone my list down a little bit, and I'll take slightly subpar option. So, the most important thing is probably just to have a conversation with your opponent and say, like, what's our expectation from this game? Are we trying to come up with the best thing that we can, or are we just trying to have a really fun game? And that they can both be the same. But as long as you're both going into the same expectation, I think it'd be grand.
Yeah, because you want the armies to interact with each other, and I mean that video was good, but like it was interesting because what he was trying to ultimately what they were trying to do was they were trying to make soft lifts that could interact and have a fun game. But there are lots of ways of trying to do that, and it did make me when I was watching the video, I did start thinking about that, like the Swiss style comp or the German comp and that type of thing, where you pick a number and it could be a soft number and go, let's just build a list to that. Like, because it was almost like part of it was you had to look at the other guy's list and go, okay, that's your list. So now I'll try to build a list to that that's not taking advantage of it, that's giving both players a chance, which is hard to do. It takes a lot of finesse actually to be able to, calibrate it. So yeah, I think some enlisting a fairly tough external comp way of doing it might make it easier to replicate without having to have a deep knowledge of the game. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I think if you both agree to a comp system to use, that's almost like you're setting yourself to a set number of rules, and let's play it based on that. Definitely a good way to do it. Like Aussie comp.
Yeah, that's right.
which will probably need a little revamp post FAQ, but we'll see about that. Are you looking forward to the 102 different types of comp updates that you'll receive in the next month?
Well, I haven't actually. Well, I don't actually track comp at the moment, but I'm going to start trying to do that. So that's going to be Yeah, lots to do. But anyway.
I think it's only relevant if you play with it, right? Like, who cares about what the Germans are doing if you never plan to be playing in the German comp?
Yeah.
Edition? I mean, other than curiosity, and you go, oh, okay, this is an interesting way to do it. Like, I think it's only relevant if you ever.
It's interesting when you
just as a thought experiment,
and maybe to be honest, maybe it's more around just tagging the list with stuff that people can do that. And then
it's
that
a good source of content
because that way people can go, oh, I need to find a list that's German comp. Okay, that's what they're doing, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Next question. Angela Stark Shotty goes, assuming 1.6 FAQ only fixes supported armies, Renegade 1.6 will be the next change. I mean, I feel like we need to see what the FAQ has first. But anyway, this is the question. Renegade 6 will be the next big change. What change would you want to see the most? It says per legacy faction. But I don't know if I can come up with.
I reckon we pick one. Everyone pick one.
Yeah. Well, I've got one only because I only got one legacy. Do I only have one legacy army? Yeah.
I got two. I'll go Skaven then.
Cool.
Oh, you've picked Skaven. Okay. What's your Skaven pick?
Oh, okay. I got to go straight away. Oh, crap.
Well, you said you've got something.
I
was
going to go DC, but then I was like, oh, no, I'll leave that for Gomo because then at least Gomo's got the Tomb Kings, so he might have some similar ones. But yeah, no, with Skaven, I think definitely where they seem to be lacking is, for me, probably the old Skaven randomness seems to have sort of like gone away a little bit. The problem is changing that within Renegades is going to be really, really hard. I did used to be that it's a lot. You got that Orc and Goblin Skaven army where, like, there's a little bit of randomness, but it's just not as much as like you're blowing yourself up or you're sacrificing your own people. I did kind of enjoy that, but it was an abusive mechanic where you just send a giant tar pit of slaves in and just, destroy the enemy and yourself. But I did like that quirkiness of lives are cheap with Skaven, and I don't kind of get that lore crossing over so much in the current rule set. But that would be, it's more of like a whole book change to a degree. I think it's going to be quite hard to see within like a Renegade change. But if that was my dream, that's what I'd bring back, the quirkiness.
I do miss that from the Skaven. I don't miss the 20 different tables that they had of random stuff happening. And sometimes it's a 6 is bad. Sometimes it's a 1 that's bad.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
I don't. 7th edition Skaven were just disgusting too.
Yeah, they were. I lost many a Star Dragon to those, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Glad they're having to come up and.
I think I don't know the specifics. I would just probably go with my demons. Just I feel like they need. They're like the dwarves where they miss out on all the magic items that keep coming out, and so like they're sort of just lacking variety and some of that extra stuff that all the other armies get. So if they could somehow expand that, and maybe it's a points thing. Like I think the Renegades Demons has helped a bit unlocking the the selection. They're not as tied down, but I still feel like they're just I don't know, especially with this infantry stuff. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the rules lately with them, but like. What do their wards do these days? Is it still do you get a blanket 5-up ward on them still now? Did they
only in Renegades, I think.
Only Renegades, because I think that stuff's useful. And then maybe some point things. But if they could come up, maybe Val can go back through all the old sort of army books like he does and come up with some more gifts or magic things, and maybe not lock them down as much. You know how like you take
Yeah.
one and that's all you get, and it's like, but they need to be able to like use their slots up a bit better, I reckon.
Yeah.
I feel like Renegade's only ever trying to take it to that sort of like be.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
modest
Val
year.
wasn't trying to like
Like,
rewrite stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that it always does feel
hard.
a little bit. I wouldn't say weak, but it's not a outside of VC.
It's never exciting, is it? It's always like, oh, okay, there's slightly less shit.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Just to make them functional more than anything, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Really.
you can bring them to the table and not get stomped by every
Mm.
opponent.
I think if I were to make any change to the legacy stuff, is just get rid of all these tax units where it's like you must have 1+ of these. You know, what you know, Lizardmen have to take like not Temple Guard. What's the other unit?
Like a Saurus, don't they?
The Saurus, yeah.
Through
And
the
it's like,
Saurus.
well, sometimes I just want to have lots of skinks. Sometimes I want to have Temple Guard at core. Why do I have to take this tax on an already subpar army?
Yeah.
So I think all of that is probably slightly outdated thinking army list wise. So it would be great if we just get rid of that. Yes, Way Watchers, not Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
well,
he's excited
that's a perfect one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Peter be cheering
That's
at
not
home.
even legacy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not just legacy, just in general. All
Yeah.
1+ units, just remove them.
Like, you
let's
sort of get what they
not
tried to
limit
go
it.
for. It's very themey, but it's like doesn't work.
Yeah. Let's push that theme through incentives rather than punished. Like it's the
Well, it should
carrot.
almost be the
approach.
other way. It's like you can take the list, but if you want the character that like maybe the character's cheaper if you take the core unit, like that way rather than the other way around. Yeah. Except night goblins. Yeah, you probably don't want to be taking away the they don't have to take night goblins to take
No,
night
probably not.
goblins. Yeah.
I get it.
All right. I'll keep
What about you,
cracking
Josh,
through
quickly?
these. Oh, me. Well, I'm the question asker, not the question answerer.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
Dodging the question.
I don't play
I
All World.
can. I can.
Well, we're going to get to a little bit of hobby picks because I have some.
Yep.
So yeah, you can keep going if you want.
It is a shame that they changed poison.
Yes.
Just out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
poison's weird now, isn't it?
I reckon
'Cause I feel like
I was
lizards
going to
suffer
bring
a
this
lot
up with
from
your
that.
1.6 chat just before. I if I could wish something for 1.6, it's yes, some new stuff, but it's also just take away some of the shit you double nerf that you didn't need to. That would be fun. And it actually helps the new player because now the book is closer to
The
what
book is
was actually
I feel like that is.
printed.
I agree. I was thinking this. Like, that's one thing that they could do fairly easily because
Right.
it's not like changing the book. It's just changing what special
Delete it off the PDF.
digital stuff
Right.
they've done anyway. So who cares, kind of thing. I agree.
But
I agree.
But my one request to that is, can you please leave it in the FAQ, but just like strike through or something, so we know that you've removed it. And we
Yeah,
don't,
yeah, got
like,
you. Yeah.
Not
right.
just delete it.
yeah, like at this stage.
Was I imagining that?
Well, this is the thing. Like you're having to I've downloaded the current FAQs because I know as soon as the new ones go up, they'll disappear, and then there'll be something on it that I'm like, wait, wasn't that answered differently before? Oh, okay, they've just deleted it, and then you just expected to know. So yeah, maybe a formatting issue there, but yeah.
Does that mean we should all be downloading the current FAQ PDF
haven't?
so that we have it
You haven't printed it out? You haven't got it in front of you? Come on, Josh.
highlighted and everything?
Step up.
No.
Step up.
No.
Josh is meant to be TOing this event. Oh, jeez. What's
Oh, rough.
Josh? Come on.
Are we
I've
on
got plenty of
to?
time.
Is that the questions? It was, wasn't it?
Yep. Oh no, 2 more questions, guys.
Oh,
2 more questions.
wow, sorry, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of freshies straight in the
Yep.
straight in the old chat boxes. Cam the dentist asks, will the host be signing autographs when they host the Old War Fanatics one-day tournament in February? Is there a
I think me and Gomo have gone through this before, and we were only signing boobs. So I'll bring the
Gamer
permanent
boobs?
marker, and if the boys show up in a low cut top, I'll be
Right
Yeah.
in there.
Nice. You just have to part the hair to like find some skin to write on, or the beard.
Oh my
you
god!
know.
I'll bring a razor.
Ooh. Let me
Yeah.
just.
Just maybe a paper
Find
towel to dry
space.
the sweat.
Have you
Get
seen
the sweat
Andrew?
off
He
so that-
showed what he looks like. He knows how to dress at the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
picture of him. That's how he's
That's it.
turning up.
Dapper, very dapper.
I have the pen in my mouth.
Oh,
Wait, so is it happening in February or not?
well, there
Oh.
was discussion of talking a good games, and we're just trying to sort that out.
Okay.
I'll
don't know about
probably try and
end
go
of
in
To be
there
confirmed.
tomorrow and sort some
Yes.
tables
Well,
out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, my event in February is happening, so you guys have to hold up your end. That's all
Yeah.
I'll say. And then final question, Angela Stars asks, oh my God, what is your favorite unit from the Empire Arcade Journal? This is not the beginning of a piecemeal Empire Arcade Journal review, but just a random
hang
question.
on, from the Empire Arcade Journal, not just the whole book.
I don't even know what's in the Empire Arcade Journal.
Knights of More.
I have a favorite unit.
Oh, the wolf guys, whatever they're called. I
And-
can't remember.
Yeah.
Yes, you go, Pash.
I've got a favorite unit, and it was actually one of my star units of the weekend. It was the Empire Captain. Now I know
on a demi.
Yeah, he did say from the Arcane Journal. He didn't say it wasn't
He
the Jade
said-
Fleet Arcane Journal.
There you go. Bit of a loophole. I like it.
He got us.
There you go. Well, like genuinely,
Well,
I had a
You did
like
say
a-
the Empire
like,
Arcade Journal.
both my like, is it an Empire Arcane Journal? It's the most recent one. Maybe there'll be another one. But yeah, both myself and Chris Cousins, we had the Empire Captain on a demigriff, and I had the version with the 2-up armor save with a 5-up ward and a sword of might, and he had the version with the hammerhand armor.
Mm-hmm.
And both were really, really, really good. And I think for both of us, they were sort of like MVP. So yeah, Secret Tech, the best unit in a Cathay army is the Empire Captain. So there you go. That's my review of the Empire Arcane
How
Journal.
much does he cost? Like, how much does that
Like
all cost?
150, 155 or something.
That's
It's pretty
pretty
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, a Shagungan is the same cost but way better. So like, how undercosted is that?
Yeah.
You decide.
Mm.
I
War
can't remember
Wagon.
what was in the Arcane Journal.
War Wagon was in there.
Yeah.
Ah, love the theme.
Has anyone seen a War
Satan's
Wagon?
powerful.
Well, I've got
like-
two,
Yeah.
but
Have you?
I've
Okay.
painted them.
Yeah. ASB had one at Castle.
Yeah, he loves it.
I
And we had a
remember
couple of people
vividly.
running the triple
War Wagon.
war wagons
Oh,
at
really?
Castle. Yeah.
I think I've seen one online once, and that was it. I've not seen them anywhere else. Maybe because they're expensive. So it's
That, and they
difficult.
probably take 10
spread
hours to shoot every turn.
Yeah, they do.
You've got
Oh,
like
Yeah.
Weapon
6
options
different-
is ridiculous.
Mad.
I was gonna. That's
all the
that's
questions.
mine. I was gonna say it's not the Arcane Journal, but the Celestial Hurricaneum. So that's my favorite one that isn't in the Arcane Journal, but should be. And I don't care about
Yeah.
lore. Just bring it back.
Does look cool.
Plus, I want to bloody use it anyway.
Yeah, it's a centerpiece model. It's beautiful.
It is.
I guess the War Wagon, if you get enough of them on the board, you're just never going to get to past turn 3.
No, that's right. Yeah, with the war wagon, yeah. Oh, cool. Did you guys have any
It's a
hobbies? 'Cause I was going to
strategic
show you what I
tactic.
finished.
I've got a
Wow.
little bit, but I want to see yours.
Well, when I say finished, there's one little dude
Uh,
left. Can I go to hobby or?
Yeah,
Let's do
I'm
that.
done. I'm done. No, I can. You may take over.
Okay, cool. I finally did my crew.
nice.
So I finally got it done.
Beautiful.
But I haven't painted you can see in the background, the little alchemist dude is what's it called? The strategist is not done yet, but I left him a little bit of room. I wasn't sure what to do. I don't know what you did with your Pash. Did you mount
Is
all
he
them
the-
in there or did you
Is,
not?
is your guy the one with the bird? I didn't actually know which one the strategist was. Or
Oh
is
no,
he
it's not that. He's just he's just
is he the
a dude.
champion or something?
Yeah.
He's really.
Yeah.
Oh, Jelly's in the chat.
Well,
You've
I
missed
don't know
your
what's gonna say.
segment, Jelly. You're
The
going to have to go
regular
back and listen to the whole
Jerry, yeah.
episode.
It's good to
Yeah.
see you
There's-
brushing up on some
There's a lot of
masters there
sexy
in the
gear
background
earlier
as
on.
well. Cool.
Oh, you are as well. Oh, you.
Yeah. I saw
Oh,
it.
you
Yeah,
can't see him, damn it.
I saw it Dairy after dark.
Just
Oh,
a
Richie.
tiny little advert in
Loving
the
it.
corner there.
Oh, they're no longer sexy jelly. That's right. Yeah, so that's I don't know. Whoa, what have I done there? Did I zoom in? That does
What
not
have you
look
done
good.
there?
Yeah, I think I was just trying to. Anyway, there's the pics. I got him done, and
Mm.
then I've started this
Lovely.
today again. Going
Oh.
back to these
Oh,
guys.
nice. God, those are big
Um,
faces.
Just airbrushing them to the point where I can start some brush work on them, and then throw some oils, and that's my first batch of my Marauders
big,
for
aren't
our what's it called Raising of Westerland campaign that we're trying to
Yeah.
get done by the end of the month.
Can I ask you a question on that,
The end of
Gomez?
the month.
Yeah.
The end of this
well,
month.
painting
You guys haven't
them by
started
the end of the month.
Playing it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Cool.
I haven't even finished assembling mine, but
Yeah.
that's another story.
So, a little
Colin,
bit of hobby. Yeah.
Sorry, did you base? I've never seen this. I thought it was brilliant, but did you base yours according to the instructions? So they've got the base, and they've actually got how they're orientated on the base. And I thought that is really good because I'm like, does that help them rank up?
Probably
because it's actually got their full orientation on the base.
No, I never even noticed. I just threw them on and move them around. They're pretty good. They don't. There's a few ones that bump into each other. I found, but yeah, they're not too bad.
I've just never had that before. Like I've never noticed that the bases what they show you the orientation of each model on the base and that to rank them up.
It still wouldn't work it out really either, would you? I don't know. Like, no, it's a good idea. I think the horses bang into each other. The Cathay ones bang into each other.
Okay.
A bit, and then actually the Jade Warriors can bang into each other there. Yeah.
But even
actually, I didn't take a picture of it, but I finished the Sentinel construction as well.
Oh my god!
And
poor guy.
But this is the funny thing. I think so many people warned me that I never really. Yes, I know what they're talking about. That it's a pain in the ass, but I didn't have the major issue, and I just must have fluked. You know, like it's like when you do dry fit it, and you go, oh, it clips in there, right? And then you sort of do it, and then you glue it. And the only reason I would have been that careful is because of all the horror stories. So I thank you for all the people who've come before, because otherwise I would have been throwing it across the room. But in the end, most of it was okay. Probably the arms, plugging the arms in or something was a bit annoying, but it's mostly just fitted. So I didn't live stream it, like I said last week, because I tried to get it done for a game with Andrew, but whatever. Sorry.
So it was a bit of overhyped. How difficult the?
No, I think it is quite. Like if you just go into it, a bit of pain in the ass. Yeah.
You went in not knowing anything, sort of thing. You'd be what the hell?
I think the what's the dragon? Mao Ying already scared. Like she was a pain. Her cape and stuff and body bit was a pain in the ass to put together. It just I still don't know how it went together. I got it together, but I still. Enough plastic glue will glue anything at some point. So, exactly. John just said that Mao Ying's cape was way worse. It was just ridiculous. It was to the point where I went, I think it's there and it's going to dry and it'll stay stuck. So
you just don't know where to stick it onto the model.
I still don't understand where it's supposed to go. And I'll tell you the other bits are the horses for the new Tomb Kings. And I think Josh has to go and do this because he's the only one anatomically that would know how it goes together. But trying to glue the fucking hip bone onto somewhere, and there's no joy. And it's like, where does this bone go? I don't know anything about horses. What? It's just a freaking skeleton. I'm supposed to glue it underneath before I put the rib cage on. It's like, what? What does this do? So you just sort of glue it and you just leave it and you're not going to see it. So it doesn't matter. But I'm like, why do I do this?
Because it's all under the barding stuff anyway, right?
Yeah, you don't really see it. And, anyway.
But you'll know if it's there or not.
Yeah.
Josh, I've got a question for you. Through your veterinary profession, do you find that a benefit or a hindrance when assembling Warhammer models? Are you like, this is where this bone should go, but actually it's here because this is Warhammer and it's just like a weird animal? Or do you go, well, actually, this is where the griffin arm should go?
Well, I do have a specific example of that. It happened a couple of years ago when I was putting together a Fiend of Slanesh with its annoying backwards rear legs, because that was anatomically ridiculous. And I had to pull it all off again once I realized I'd done it backwards. I'm like, these stifles should not be pointing this direction. These hocks should be the other way. It was really annoying me. It annoys me to this day. But yes, that's probably my main example of that. Oh my god!
You probably notice it more than anyone else.
Doesn't play dragons because he's like the wings shouldn't exist. At least with
I was discussing with Vivian earlier today. I'm like, these 6 winged
but then you do
dragons
so
make no sense whatsoever.
Wyverns, on the other hand, totally. I don't know why he's not flying wyverns around because at least they're anatomically correct.
Maybe I will be.
Maybe that's an episode in the making. Is the top 10 anatomically correct Warhammer monsters?
Oh, Oh, that would be a good video, Josh. You should do that. We'd get heaps of views
I'd watch.
on that.
Yeah, I'd watch
Okay,
that.
everyone has to get him to do that.
God,
And then he can do the opposite.
And
Yeah,
just go nuts.
Yeah.
Gets the boob worm out.
The least anatomy. What the hell is this? This thing makes no sense. Why does that memory?
It's like
Memory tissue? It's a lizard.
We could get Cam the dentist on to do one similar, like the top 10 animals he wouldn't want to do. I don't know, a teeth. What is it? Because he does what he calls meth mouth, which is like replacing everyone's teeth with veneers and stuff. So I'd love to see what he'd like to do, which animals he would do.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
You
Content
realize I
in the
do
making.
dental stuff.
Oh yeah, I know.
All the time.
Yeah, you'd do a heap of that. Yeah.
Like oral?
Cleaning them.
Go away.
Out.
Go away, you immature
That's the
man.
thing with vets; they do everything. You guys are just
Do
champions.
Can we wrap this up?
that's it. Get him to show his necklace.
I keep getting Facebook throwing up images of random weird animals they find in Australia. Like what was it? The skeleton of the largest spider found in Australia. I'm like, of course it has. Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like some sort of prehistoric humongous spider or.
Well, we just also got because me and Andrew live in Newcastle, close to it. Well, yeah, obviously not your one. But like there was because we've got the funnel web, which is like one of the most deadliest one, and then they found a bigger one and they called it the Newcastle Big Boy.
Wow.
It was found here.
Okay.
So.
Do you want to hear a funny, quick underweb story?
Yeah.
So I got my neighbor over and I was like, oh, are there funnel webs around here? Because I just found this huge funnel web in my backyard. And he's like, I've never seen one. I'm like, oh, come have a look at this. So I brought him around and I'm like, yeah, check that out. And he's like, is that a funnel web? I'm like, I think so. He's like, looks like a plastic toy. I'm like, what? It was one of a kid's friggin' black spiders, like plastic spider. It was sitting there, and I'm like, I'm digging this big hole, so I'm like dehydrated as anything. But anyway, I got my neighbor over, showed him this funnel web, and he was like, it's only I recently moved in as well, so I just felt like my credibility just went like down the hill because it's just gone home and like that dickhead next door.
Honestly, you guys live a different life. It's like, we. In fact, I think a couple of the UK like Peppa Pig episodes have been banned in Australia, or is it Bluey? No, it's Peppa Pig, I think, because there's like Peppa Pig says it's okay not to kill spiders and stuff, and then it's like no, in Australia there's a different treatment of spiders there. Like we definitely, you're not friends with spiders. Well, in the UK, it's like this little tiny thing where it's like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's not going to kill you. In Australia, it's like, no, it's going to kill you, your family, and all of your descendants.
It's gonna go to your neighbour.
It's got vendetta.
It's going to find your kids. I do. I've got. I grew up and I hated spiders, and then now I let a funnel web out there. Not a funnel web, a bloody huntsman out the other day. Like put it in.
They're good.
In the bush. Yeah, I feel bad.
Eat all the cockroaches.
Unless they keep coming back, and then I'm like, look, dude, I've put you out of here.
I warned you.
You're dead now.
I'm free.
That's right. Shit,
Go away.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. We better wrap this one up, and Pash better get back to work. So on a Monday,
probably best.
So,
Yeah.
He's not full-time Warhammering yet, but he will be. So big thanks so much, mate, for coming on. That was
no worries.
really good.
All right, thanks for having me on. That's
awesome.
been a pleasure.
That was great.
I think we're all going to go off tomorrow to Officeworks and buy our notebooks.
Yes.
Top tip for you. And
we'll have them all ready to go.
An update on the FAQ. Still nothing.
Nothing. God. Imagine if it came out now. I'd have to stay up all night.
I would be totally fine with that. But hey ho, let's just keep refreshing our pages. Here we go.
Yeah, cool. You watch. It'll come out as soon as we hang up. So anyway, thanks so much everyone for watching episode 128. I guess we'll see you next week. Hopefully to chat FAQ, but I guess we'll see. Thanks for listening to another Old World Fanatics episode. Send all your likes and subscribes over to Pash. And until next time, guys, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you next week on Old World Fanatics. Cheers.
See you later.
Yeah.